Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to DHA Senior School's online lessons. This is lesson for class 9 General Science, week number 5, May 4, 2020 to May 8, 2020. The name of the chapter is Microorganisms and Diseases, and you all know that this is your chapter number 5 of the textbook. In previous week, we learned about 5 diseases. The first disease was cancer. The causative organism of cancer is not clearly known. The second disease was malaria. It is caused by a microorganism which is called Plasmodium. It is spread through mosquitoes. The name of the third disease is ringworm. Ringworm's causative agent is a fungus. The fourth disease is ascariasis. The causative organism is Ascaris. Ascaris is an intestinal worm. And the last disease was threadworm. It is caused by an intestinal worm whose name is Enterobius. Week number 5. The subtopics to be covered are spreading of germs, protection from germs and diseases, smoking, a bad habit, mental illnesses, drugs, and drug abuse. The objectives for this week are enlist main agencies involved in spreading of germs, analyze the spread of germs through different ways, explain precautions to protect ourselves from germs and diseases, formulate scientific questions about the spread of germs, plan ways to model and answer to questions chosen, select and integrate information from various sources, including electronic and print resources, community resources, and personally collected data to answer the questions given. Spread of germs. The germs or disease-producing microorganisms are spread in various ways. The main ways involved in spreading of germs, you can see how many are the total ways in which germs can be spread. There are total 8 ways which are listed in your book. The germs are spread through air, they are spread through water, they are spread through food which you eat, they are spread through touch or direct contact, they are spread through feces or poor sanitary conditions, they are spread through animals, they are spread through cut and bounce, and they are spread through blood transfusion. Air. How are germs spread through air? You all know that there are certain diseases which are spread through air. We read about one disease in previous weeks. If you remember, can you name that disease? The common disease is influenza. So, spores of germs enter the human body during breathing or through the mouth. Air is a very good medium for dispersal of germs. Common airborne diseases are influenza, measles, whooping cough, diphtheria, and TB. Fresh and dust-free air Fresh and dust-free air is essential for good health. The second medium by which germs are transferred is water. Germs can easily live and grow in water, and germs can easily spread through water. If you use water that is not clean, and if your house receives some water supply which is not clean, then water can easily act as a medium for the spread of germs. Many diseases are spread through water, and one of the most common disease which we learned about in previous weeks was diarrhea. The germs of cholera and diarrhea may spread through water. Water must be boiled for drinking purpose. The third medium which acts as a spread of germs is food. You all know that if you will not eat better food, if you will not eat better cooked food, or the food which is having properly preserved, or the food which is free from germs, then you might get ill. You might have heard about food poisoning. Food poisoning is basically related to the food which is cooked in unhygienic conditions. So rotten fruits, vegetables, and spoiled and contaminated food are all good sources of spreading germs. Such spoiled food is toxic or poisonous and cause great trouble in the part of your digestive system which is called alimentary canal. So never keep your edibles uncovered. It may keep your food protected from flies or some microorganisms which are not seen by your naked eye. The next medium is touch or direct contact. Not all the diseases are spread through touch or direct contact, but there are certain diseases. Can you name certain diseases? Yes, AIDS and TB. These diseases can spread through touch or direct contact. Several diseases spread due to direct contact with the patient. The direct contact with such patients should be avoided. The next medium for the transfer of germs is feces. Many germs spread through the feces of a patient. If a person is suffering from some particular disease and the causative organism or the germs of that disease are present in the feces, then these germs might spread into the air. If the feces are not properly disposed of, they, after getting dry, spread in air and transmitted to other healthy persons. So, in order to spread the transfer of germs through feces, what we should do? The feces should be buried properly in the soil. The next medium for the transfer of germs is animals. Not all the diseases are spread through animals, but there are certain diseases which are spread through animals. You all know that nowadays coronavirus, it is thought that coronavirus originated in animals. So the pet animals in cattle are also sources of germs. Various germs get attached to the animal's body and reach you. The pet animals must be given regular baths with antiseptics. The cattle should be washed regularly to avoid such contamination. The next medium for the spread of germs is cuts and wounds. Cuts and wounds are gates of germs. As they are openings of your body, so if there are certain germs which are present inside your body, they can easily escape through your body and they can cause diseases to other people which are around you. Every cut or wound should immediately be washed with antiseptic material and covered properly with bandages. One more medium for the transfer of germs is blood transfusion. If any person's blood is containing a disease and that blood is transfused into some other person, then that blood transfusion acts as a medium to transfer the germs. The germs of AIDS and hepatitis are transferred through blood. The blood must be checked for its germs from some recognized lab before transfusion when needed. And you all know that whenever you go for blood donation, then there are certain tests which are performed to check that are you eligible for the transfusion of blood or for the donation of blood. Protection from germs and diseases. How can we protect ourselves from germs and diseases? We can protect ourselves from germs and diseases by using antibiotics, by proper sewage disposal, by immunization, by keeping our water supply clean, through general cleanliness of our surrounding, by isolation. Isolation from what? Isolation from unhygienic conditions. By sterilization. Sterilization means boiling the utensils at high temperature to kill the germs. And by keeping our pet animals properly vaccinated and away from diseases. Sterilization. The process of making something free from bacteria or other living organisms. Our surgical instruments must be sterilized to avoid chance of infection. We must use disposable syringes. Raw milk contains germs of several diseases. It should be boiled before using. So, sterilization means boiling anything at high temperature for killing bacteria. Usually, the surgical instruments or other utensils are boiled in water at high temperature. How can we keep ourselves away from diseases which are spread through pet animals? Animals carry the germs of the diseases, so wash and give them bath regularly. Animals carrying diseases must be killed and buried in the soil so that the germs must not spread. Pet animals are vaccinated for various diseases so that they become immune to various diseases. Isolation. The patient suffering from infectious diseases should be isolated from the rest of the family members so that that person must not act as a medium for the transfer of germs. Their clothes and utensils should be isolated. It will help to save the life and health of the rest of the family members. The fourth important thing is cleanliness. I don't think so there is any doubt in the cleanliness of a person and the place surrounding that person because unhygienic conditions play a vital role in the spread of diseases. A very effective and simple way to have a healthy life is keep yourself clean. Have bath regularly, wash your hands before every meal, clean your teeth regularly, and above all, keep your surroundings clean. Germs always grow on dirty places. Do keep that thing in your mind. Water supply. Water is one of the major sources for spreading of germs. If the water is not clean or your home is receiving a water supply which is having germs in it, there are chances that the persons who are using that particular water will also suffer from those diseases. So one of the easiest way to make our water free from germs is through boiling, but it only kills bacteria. There are some certain industrial wastes which are still present in that water supply. If a water is boiled, all of its germs are killed and become suitable for drinking. But again, I am quoting that there are some industrial wastes which are not destroyed even after boiling. Next method to prevent yourself from diseases is sewage disposal. Proper disposal of sewage is very essential to keep the area clean. If not properly disposed of, it mixes with our drinking water and food, which is very dangerous for our health. Immunization. Immunization means proper use of vaccines, especially at infant stage, which make bodies immune against many fatal diseases. So, when you get vaccination, your bodies become immune. Immune means that your bodies become strong enough to fight against that particular disease. Antibiotics. It is a type of medicine that kills or stops the growth of germs. You all know that there are certain diseases in which you are given antibiotics, and they act as a fast way to relieve you from a disease. Antibiotics have saved the man from various fatal diseases. The use of antibiotics should be under the medical advice. The next topic which we are going to start is smoking. Smoking, a bad habit. You all know that smoking is injurious to the health. Smoking is a hard habit to break because tobacco contains the very addictive chemical nicotine. It is the same chemical which is also present in very less amount in tea and coffee as well. And you have noticed that if you drink tea daily, if you drink coffee daily, or if you drink cold drink, that is Coke and Pepsi daily, you become addicted. You become addicted because they all contain nicotine. As with heroin or other addictive drugs, the body and mind quickly get used to nicotine in cigarettes. Soon, a person needs to have it just to feel normal. During smoking, we inhale toxic gases in our lungs, which can diffuse into blood and take into all parts of the body. Smoking can cause many fatal diseases. Respiratory diseases which are caused by smoking. The diseases of throat, windpipe, lungs are called respiratory diseases which are caused by smoke and smoking because the smoke of the cigarette passes through our respiratory system. It may cause cancer of the lungs if it is inhaled in large amount and if it is inhaled regularly. Heart diseases. The rate of occurrence of heart attack and other cardiac disorder is much more in people with the habit of smoking. Cancer, blood pressure, and skin diseases are also caused by smoke and smoking. The next topic which we are going to study in this week is mental illnesses. Mental illnesses is not usually concerned with madness only. In your practical life, you might have seen some people who behave weirdly or who don't understand simple things even easily, who are very emotional, who who come into rage very quickly. All of these things are associated with mental illnesses, and if proper treatment is taken, then these mental illnesses can be cured. Mental illness also can lead to suicide. So, mental illness is basically a condition in which the behavior of a person is considered abnormal as it deviates from the general norms of the society. Such persons are called mentally ill or abnormal. Common symptoms are long lasting sadness or irritability, extreme high and low moods, excessive fear, worry or anxiety, social withdrawal, dramatic changes in eating or sleeping habits. If any person is having these symptoms, then there are higher chances that that person is suffering from mental illness. In our society, it is considered a taboo to think about or talk about mental illness or to go to doctor for the treatment. But if proper medication is taken and if proper psychological visits are taken, then almost all the mental illnesses can be cured. Common types of mental illnesses. There are two common types of mental illnesses. The first one is called neurosis, and second one is called psychosis. So let's discuss these two side by side. Neurosis is basically a mild disorder in which a person is not functionless in the society, while psychosis is a severe disorder in which patients become functionless to some extent in the society. In neurosis, the person never loses sense of responsibility in his environment, while in psychosis, the patient loses sense of responsibility in his environment. In neurosis, the behavior is not injurious to himself or to the society, while in psychosis, the behavior may become injurious to himself or to the society. Simple psychotherapy can cure patient of neurosis and he does not need hospitalization. While in psychosis, the patient must be hospitalized for the use of drugs or shocks. So, what can we conclude? Which is more severe one and which needs immediate treatment? Psychosis is more severe one and it needs immediate treatment. Such persons don't fit to the society and they become danger or threat to the people who are living around them. While the patients of neurosis, they are not so extreme and they can be cured easily. Factors of psychosis. The first one is biological, such as secretions of certain hormones or neurotransmitters. The second one is inherited factors. They are due to change in gene or part of the chromosomes. Then social factors, economic stresses and social stresses. It also includes depersonalization. Then psychological factors, prolonged illness, some medical disorder, toxic and drugs can change the brain chemistry. Brain injury may also cause mental illness. The next topic is about drug and drug abuse. You all know that what is a drug? A drug is basically a chemical which is given to people in order to treat or prevent an illness or a disease. Drugs are substances that some people take because of their pleasant effects, but which are usually illegal. They are not allowed in a society. If a drug is used to get relief, it is proper use of drug. For example, if it is given to some patient, then it is the proper use of that drug. When some drug becomes part of our daily routine and one becomes uncomfortable without using it, it becomes the abuse of the same drug. For example, to kill the severe pain, our doctor will give an injection of morphine to relieve our discomfort. Morphine is manufactured from opium. Opium is a plant which produces morphine. Morphine is a drug. If this injection is used in normal days to get a state of extra comfort, a stage will come when we will be addicted to the drug, and a state of discomfort will have to be faced without using it. This is what we call addiction or abuse of a drug. So, what is addiction? It is a condition in which a person desires or need to continue taking drug and to obtain it by any means, whether it is illegal or legal. It is actually a dependence on the drug. It means the person feels very uncomfortable if he is not taking that particular drug. This condition is dangerous for a person, family, and a society. The most common drugs are heroin, bhang, hashish, and alcohol. The injections of morphine and pethidine are also used by a particular segment of the society. Okay, so let's discuss some major drugs. The first drug is heroin. It is a white or brown powder with a bitter taste. So if he tastes heroin for the first time, he will not enjoy that taste because it is having a bitter taste. It is diluted by adding powder milk, sugar, sleeping pills, or some other sweetener. It can be smoked, it means taken through a cigarette, or it can be injected in the veins. What does heroin do? breathing and heart rate slows down, blood pressure becomes very low, eye pupils become small, the person goes to sleep, health gradually declines. Ultimately, one may die if he takes excessive amount of heroin. The name of the next drug is churs. It is also called cannabis or hashish. These are forms of hemp or bhang plant. Cannabis sativa. Cannabis sativa is the biological name of bhang plant, commonly found as a wild plant on the wasteland. Churs includes the green leaves of a plant, and hashish includes the flower tops of the plant. Hashish also comes from plant juice. Different forms of this drug are used through smoke or in the form of a drink. How does it affect our body? It The next drug is alcohol. It is produced by fermentation of fruits, vegetables, or grains. It is present in some tonics and cough syrups. The common effects are it causes drowsiness and dizziness. It means you feel dizzy, you feel sleepy, you won't be able to concentrate. It causes staggering and loss of balance movements and concentrations. A continuous consumption may cause headache, nausea, vomiting. It may damage liver or brain. The excessive use can damage brain or liver, and it can lead to heart diseases and effects of alcohol on the body. Your vision becomes blurred, your brain's damaged, and even stroke can take place. Stomach ulcers are there, heart diseases, and irregular heartbeat. Osteoporosis means softening of bones, liver disease, increased risk of intestinal cancer. Narcotics. A drug that is moderate doses, dulls the senses, relieves pain, and induces profound sleep, but in excess doses cause stupor, coma, or convulsions. It is obtained from opium or churs or bhang or morphine. It is the official and moral duty of a state as well as a member of the society to check this drug movement. The government of Pakistan has established a comprehensive organization called ANF, that is Anti Narcotics Force, which has its offices all over the country. So, in this week, the common topics which we discussed were first of all, the spreading of germs. Germs are spread through air, water, feces, animals, unhygienic conditions. All of these act as a medium for the spread of germs. The next topic which we discussed was protection from germs and diseases. How can we protect ourselves from germs and diseases? The common methods are by vaccination, by sterilization, by keeping our surroundings clean. Then the next topic was smoking. We read about the harmful effects of smoking. It causes many diseases, including heart diseases, lung diseases, as well as many types of cancer. Then the next topic which we discussed was the types of mental illnesses. There are two main types of mental illnesses. The first one is neurosis and second one is psychosis. We discussed them in detail and we came to the conclusion that psychosis is more severe and it needs immediate treatment. The last topic which we discussed was different types of drugs, including hashish, alcohol. We read about their harmful effects and we read about in detail that how each of these drugs, causes disruption of your normal activities. So you must never indulge in the use of any drug. That's all of this week's lesson. Hope you understood all the topics very well. And if you are still having any problem, you can contact your teacher and you can discuss that particular problem. So, goodbye for now and best of luck for your study. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.